Hello and welcome to another West March Guys live stream. I'm your host AJ the DM once again. This is my lovely casting crew, a little bit bigger if you'll notice.
Hello.
Woo! Woot woot. Yeah.
All right, so the quick stuff first. Still sponsored by McCarthy Farms, and anything that pops up on the screen at any point in time during this entire session. So without further ado, let's jump right back into where we left off. You guys were sailing your fleet a little bit splintered to try and run a tail off of you. However, with partial fleet headed to Eden, you guys were uh, headed towards the city of Old Clifden. Um, you had stopped by Ilix. You had changed plans completely from going to Port Royal, and you had met a member of the gold sales named Nostradamus. He then brought you to come meet his boss, who then promptly just berated him with just like insults, punishments, threats, and he commanded him to go basically run the fog that had crept into Old Clifden out. Old Clifden was the one of the safest ports in the entire world. It is surrounded by something called the Stone Wall. You'll find out what that exactly is when you get to it, but it's a protective barrier that exists around the harbor. Um, we're going to pick back up with you guys. Were you guys just getting to Old Clifton, right? Or did we do any like travel?
I
I
think
don't
we were
remember.
just leaving the
Okay, so yeah,
prior port.
gathering Nostradamus gathering himself and what little of his pride he had left onto his ship. The rest of you got onto your fleet, and we will pick back up in the morning with you guys headed northeast towards Old Clifton. Now, is there anything that you guys would like to do? It is going to be 3 days. Or would you like me to just fast track it?
Finn would like to get some hands-on steering the ship training.
Okay. All right. You like can come up to Tolland and Jeremy, who have become quick friends. Like they're all buddy buddy, yucking it up. But they can give you a little bit of a lesson in how to steer. You can go straight, you can turn, you can go up, you can go down with relative ease.
I
Um,
also like because we're kind of splitting our time between the two fleets. I
yeah.
want to be learning on both ships.
Okay, all right. So you can as you when you teleport over, Captain Adrian can let you take can be there to help steer I don't know what you guys named that ship. Um, but absolutely you can do that. And you guys, hold on, not that. They're gonna move there. They're gonna move there. Oh, the Terror of the Deep also was headed. No, that was before. Headed towards Old Clifton. So Adrian is happy to see you. He asks if there's been anything new. You tell him that you're still on your way. Um, what's the plan when we get to Eden? Do we just hang tight, join up with whatever forces we can?
So the plan, well, before we get to Eden, the plan is to wait until we deal with Old Clifton, and then once we're done with Old Clifton, we can teleport back, and then we can help you with Eden.
Okay, all right. Well, when we'll get close enough and just wait then.
Yeah. So the idea here is to sail to Eden as I guess kind of as slowly as possible. The just so that the eyes that do exist are watching us sail northwest.
Got it. Um, Can you take me with you? It's awful boring, and Adrian is terrible company. I want to be useful, and I feel like I'm not being useful. This
Who is
is
this?
Rain.
Okay.
Yes, Captain Rain has like approached you.
Oh, honestly, yeah, I do have a job that you could do.
Okay,
We
what
we
is it?
we're gonna have to scout ahead, to check out the situation in Old Clifden before the rest of the fleet gets there. So, and currently, I think I'm the only one that can fly. So, it would be helpful to have somebody who can handle themselves.
Rain, or sorry, Adrian, you heard him. I can be useful. Thanks. I'll see you in a couple days. She's like, thank you.
Yeah, don't mention it. Yeah, it's this like everything about this is gonna suck. So, I mean, you already knew that, but
Yeah, well, it can really only get better if I'm gonna be completely honest. So,
not yet. We're almost at that point though.
come on, let's have at least some good, like, keep your head in the right direction. Negative thoughts, intrusive, they're bad.
Oh, negative thoughts have kept me alive for roughly 400 years, so I think we're good.
Okay. What? So you can gather your things. Captain Rain sees her first mate off, tells him to make sure that nothing burns down. Good luck, and you guys can teleport back to the Terror of the Deep. Um, oh yay, you've brought company. Phantasma's already kind of hanging out the main deck, main cabin. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Rain, welcome to the Terror of the Deep.
Oh my god, I'm really good. It is much more complicated on the inside than
it
you would.
it sure is. Do you know?
Not
Oh, you want to know what that does over there? See that
what?
thing?
Yeah,
I
what is
don't.
it?
I don't fucking know.
It looks like it looks like a pipe to me.
Is that a pipe?
I don't know. What are you like? Are you pointing at anything particular? I thought
Uh,
you were pointing at the spell sucker thing.
That's
no,
right.
no. I'm just pointing at some like doohickey on the wall. Like,
Yeah.
You hear from like a side room. If you're genuinely interested to know, I can explain.
he sure
okay.
can.
It is.
If you could, I would be delighted. I've got all the time in the world. Thank you for your hospitality.
You see me like poke my head out of the door, and I'm like, I cannot tell if you are being serious.
Nocturne, I've brought you a friend. Have fun.
I am
And then
genuine.
Finn's gonna turn it around and leave.
This is absolutely just wondrous to me, and it's just a pleasure. I mean, congratulations, this is fantastic. I've never seen something this
Knocked
complex before in my life. She and
What is your capacity for understanding of complex mechanisms? I could use a second pair of hands.
I could try. I am handy.
Come with me.
All right, so Captain Rain, she is genuinely interested and asking you questions, and I would say she's generally helpful, but it's more just having a warm body there than having a peer of mind. But she
I
is,
believe I'll find it useful for somebody to hand me wrenches.
but she's fairly enjoyable to be around. A little chipper on that end. But and the rest of you, what would you like to do?
I want to spend 3 more days working on not being a disadvantage in my armor for stealth.
Okay. Wait, being at disadvantage, you can only get proficient and expert.
So could I not just roll regularly at a point?
The mechanics of heavy armor make it so you have to roll a disadvantage.
Oh, no
when you're-
matter.
Yeah, no matter what.
Okay.
So you can be working on your stealth. I thought that that's what you meant.
No, okay, so I misunderstood. So can I have Nocturne try and look at my armor to make it
You'd have
not
to-
do that?
You would have to downgrade it to, I believe, is scale?
What's your current AC?
20.
And is that all the armor?
Yeah,
No,
that's
you still get disadvantage with scale
that's what's
mail.
Yeah,
on,
you have
Like
to
you would
go
have
down
to
to medium
completely
armor.
downgrade your armor.
Okay, interesting. Well, I'm not doing that.
I mean, there is magical armor that'll do it.
There's
Uh,
also that other medium armor that is almost like heavy armor.
Breastplate. It's like plus
Uh,
16.
no, it's like the fuck, what's it called? Hey, I used it.
Studded leather. No,
No.
I honestly don't remember.
Give me 2 minutes.
a chain shirt. Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, you can't like you can't work to be like you'd have to have armor that is like silence.
Okay, well, I did not realize that. Shit, I've been
mean,
doing it for a while.
Well, then just
Expertise.
put it towards your stealth.
Yeah, an expertise
Yeah.
in stealth would almost be better, to be honest. Like,
Splint.
Splint.
Yeah, splint armor, I believe.
Well, I'm gonna have to look into that someday. But I'll try and just add to my stealth still, because it's not great. It's like my lowest stat.
No, you still have disadvantage.
No, I mean like to like
What?
make it.
I was talking to Aaron. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry. Say it again. I was reading.
who? Me?
Yes, you.
I was just gonna have it go towards stealth anyway, because it's like one of my lowest.
Okay, cool. So you can just kind of like work on like staying out of sight whenever people are around.
Can I just can I continuously try and sneak up on Heavy Neck?
Yeah, you can. How many times do you want to get stabbed? Because the first time he'll do it, out of habit, and then if you like make it a habit, he's gonna just start doing it to see how close he can get to like not actually hurting you, but like still cutting you.
So like, can I? There's no like agility. So can I also like try and work on dodging his attack back at me?
It won't count towards anything, but you can
That's fine.
absolutely like uh
Because like I'll know
I'd
it's
say-
coming because he's just gonna stab me anyway, kind of deal. Because it's Heavy Neck.
all right. So he'll start well because is this Heavy Neck or is this Aaron? Or sorry, Jeremy.
This will be our Heavy Neck.
Okay, your Heavy Neck. Okay. You do it maybe like 2 or 3 times, and he fucking loses it on you. Like he's just like Magma, get the fuck away from me! I don't fucking care about your bullshit. Fuck!
I'll sneak up on you one day.
No, you won't.
One day.
Shut the fuck up.
Nag, Nag, you need to chill, bro.
I'm gonna hand him some rum.
He's so fucking annoying.
Would you like
Sheila.
some?
What is this?
Dude, I don't know what's going on with you today, Heavy. What's going on?
Just it pisses me off. He's just sitting behind me trying to fucking sneak up me. I hear him, and then he like giggles before he does it. It's just the stupidest thing ever. It's so bloody annoying.
I'm working on it.
Maybe you should.
Turns and is like, I'm gonna just, I'm going up. I'm gonna smoke something. And he disappears. And he's gonna be gone for like a good couple hours. That like just kind of hanging out wherever he can smoke and not yell at him. However, I'd say like that would be the first day. Second day, Nocton, your day is pretty much full of Captain Rain, like in your ear again, just like happy to be a part of the team and helping with like this section. You guys are gonna get a couple messages back from a few places. Phantasma has written them down as per her usual mode of transcribing. She has one from Port Royal, Via Macania, Ilix, Clifden, New Hope Landing, and Eden. Port Royal says that the fog struck in the middle of the night and burned a quarter of the ships in the harbor. They stole supplies and then vanished. We're surrounded. This is from Jet in Port Royal.
Oh shit, that's tough.
Makanya. Xander says the city is quiet, no fog. The only real problem is the new gang and something called Deep Blue. Stay safe out there.
Oh.
In Ilix, Pam has nothing to report. Most of those of the X-Fog have stayed and started to help rebuild the city.
Okay.
I guess that's good. I should save this for the last one. She like takes one of the letters and moves it to the bottom of the pile. New Hope Landing. The hideout was found. We lost many. Yolanda took a dagger and says to be safe, but she's going to be all right. I'm sure that's Captain Adrian got the same thing, or probably worse. Eden says that the city and the gold sales keep repelling the fog, but they are relentless. Are you coming to assist? They can only do so much. And now for the bad news. She like brings the letter back up. Heresy. Go ahead.
Sheila will just start leaning over Phantasma, like, because she's been waiting for this one.
Okay, Heresy and Old Clifden, who's the mayor, she says that the city is lost, the gold sales have fled, and monsters walk the streets, slaughtering hundreds by the day. They have the harbor. Please hurry.
Where is this?
Old Clifden. It's where we're headed.
Oh, okay. Nocton, step on it.
Yeah, we should probably, Finn. I'm going to go tell the other captains. You should probably get things together down here for action, possibly in the next couple of days. Just make sure you guys are ready. I'm going to be off. And she goes up to the hatch, goes upwards, and then she will go and start to find the rest of the fleet that you guys are sailing with to let them know. Oh wait, no, she can just go and relay the message through the scrying mast that you guys have. Forgot about that. So Bryden, there's they have a pretty shitty conversation of Adrian wants to leave off course and go to New Hope. And there's like this kind of like up in the air thing, and Finn, you're part of this conversation. Finn, this has been your plan. What do you say?
We can't veer off now. Eden
don't-
will be able to help Eden. The city and the gold sales are holding them off for now, and they're just gonna have to wait another day or so.
Adrian pipes up. Then I'm gonna go make sure Yolanda's here, if that's all right with you.
Can you not contact Barnaby and have him give you an update?
I would like her away from New Hope Landing.
Can Barnaby take her away from New Hope Landing?
He says that they're at the safest place he can think of. Further in is more dangerous in the wilds or the desert. I guess he could take him to Quay. Fine. All right.
You're gonna have to trust your first mate, mate.
Fine. Whatever. Adrian, don't worry. They're going to be fine. Just make sure they're away from New Hope. It's the best thing that they can do. He just grunts.
Like I mean, tell me if you think that I'm wrong. Like, I'm not in charge of you or anything, but like, that would throw this whole plan off. Would it not?
But it's not like they're gonna see us when we get to Eden anyway. We're gonna be hiding out,
That's true. Yep.
so they won't.
If you have a plan, tell me your plan.
My plan would be to say,
To go and spend what, 7, 8, 9 more days going over to Hope Landing?
it's not ideal. Okay, no, you're right. Brian chimes in. Come on, man, think with your head. They're
There are
gonna
ways. If you need to be there, there are ways to get you there without turning the whole fleet to New Hope Landing. If you want to lead your own little stealth mission to go save your wife, I mean,
I would like that.
can you coordinate that with Barnaby somehow? I don't know what else to tell you.
If I could, I would. He's too far away, and I don't have a tree. Gotta get a tree. All right, fine. We'll stay the course, and I'll handle my shit.
I haven't been there, unfortunately, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even begin to know where to take you.
Fine. Let's just talk about you guys. What's your plan? Seems bad at Old Clifden.
Yeah, it seems like fairly dire. Captain Rain and I are going to scout ahead to get the lay of what's happening, and we will formulate a plan of execution from there.
Sounds good. Now, if you don't mind, I need to chew on this. And he's like, I mean, you won't like feel him. Do you just like, Adrian? There's no response. All right,
Keep-
so the rest of you, you know the plan. We will report back after we've done our scouting. We should get there as fast but as stealthily as we possibly can. Stretch the feet thin, and that way we'll be safe. All right, sounds good. As Lawrence finally just chimes in at the very end of the fucking conversation. We'll report back. Yeah, we will. Stay safe, guys. And Fantasia takes her hand off the mask, goes, all right. We wait today, then go?
I mean, we can, Captain Rain and I can scout ahead
I mean,
in the
I'm coming-
meantime. Yeah, you all can come and, your eagles and whatever else.
Yeah, so, well, whenever you're ready, let me know.
Let's go now. Why not?
Right.
Rain! And she's helping Nocta underneath something, and Nocta, you're like hyper focused in on like making sure that like every ratchet is perfectly spaced, and you just hear this like thump as Captain Drain's like head just bounces off of one of the canisters that you're trying to like install. Just ow, ow, fuck, she sounded ow, oh, mad, ow, ow. And she like slides out of whatever crevice you guys were working under and goes, Nocton, it's been fun. I gotta go. And she just kind of like staggers to the left, a little to the right, like eventually her like footing underneath her, and she will quickly ascend the stairs to get to the main cabin.
As she leaves, I say, send 17 down here. I need more hands.
17. Oh my Jesus Christ! What the?
Yeah, you'll get used to that, but it'll be gone soon and there'll be a new one.
You guys
Yeah.
got big ass bugs and they're made of metal. You do know that, right?
gets creepier every time he has to rebuild it.
It used
Oh.
to be like a Pacific Rim style robot, and it was like really fucked up.
That sounds oddly cooler than whatever the fuck that centipede looking thing is. All right, so as 17 comes to assist you, she can come up with you guys into the airlock that then brings you up to the top as Talon, breaches the submarine so you guys can like get some fresh air. The very cold, and let's roll for weather. It's fucking pouring.
No.
Just rain, it's just all just sheets of it just are like kind of like waving off in the distance as it is just terrible out.
This could work to our advantage though, because it'll
I
help
think-
in stealth.
Well, if we go high enough, we should probably be able to get away from the clouds. So
Oh, you want to do it that way? Yeah, that works
I
too.
mean, unless you guys have a better idea, I don't want to get that wet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that works.
Do we need an
Alright.
additional flying ability?
Yes.
I mean, I certainly cannot fly.
I
Nocturne,
mean,
can you
assuming
be stealthy?
Sheila returned your shoes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. She's not here to defend herself, so no.
I can
Nocturne,
be
can you be
stealthier than
stealthy?
Magmore, likely.
But the
Certainly.
Jaguar's not even coming. Did you not notice we didn't invite him?
You only asked if I could be stealthy, and I gave you a comparative answer.
Okay, that's fine. But we need to be quick and we need to be stealthy. How fast can you fly?
Great question. 30 feet around.
It's the same as me.
Same as you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you got like 60 feet.
I dash a lot.
And he
Oh, okay.
teleports a lot.
I teleport a
All
lot.
right. Yeah. Fine. Nocturne, if you can be quiet. Then-
We'll remove my heavy armor. One moment.
Okay, well hurry up. We need to go.
It's removed. You watch me like press a button and like a bunch of pieces just like fall onto the deck and they like self-assemble into like this little cube.
Oh, nice. Picks the cube up, puts it in his bag. All right, I'm impressed. Let's go. Time's wasting. And people are dying. So Phantasma will morph into a giant eagle. The rest of you can take off in your various forms of flying. Finn, your ethereal wings. Captain Rain just flapping her normal wings, and Nocturne, your special little hover boots. You guys can take off. Passing, well, you guys are the head of the fleet anyway, so you're not going to pass any other ships. But it is going to be about like 3 hours. No, 3. Let's call it. No, 3 seems doable. 3 as you can get up to Old Clifden. Now,
Alright, I'm gonna cast True Seeing on myself when we get closer.
One clarification. Are you saying that it would take us 3 hours to fly to Old Clifton?
yes,
I can only fly for 4 hours, so that may not be a great idea.
Nocturne, maybe you don't come. Sorry. That's
I
cool. The
apologize.
armor, though.
I missed that small detail. I am glad I discovered it now.
Yeah. I almost want to say that you do go and you get about like an hour and a half into it and you're like, how far is this place?
That's totally yes, let's do that.
And you don't get any, like, you basically just get like, it's much further and you're like, I gotta go backwards. So you just like turn tail and like head back and can land with the rest of the fleet on the Terra Deep. But
Finn's
The
just
three-
going like this.
the 3 flyers, yeah. It's just like, but with a heavy flap of all of your wings, you guys can start to speed back up along, headed towards Old Clifton, eventually finding yourselves, quarter mile out of the from the harbor. You can see this the stone wall is basically blocking or containing this greenish like this yeah, it's like a sort of swirling green and darker green fog that looks like it's coming out of like emanating from the center of like the entire harbor, as like if someone just like threw a bath bomb in there. What do you guys want to do, or how are you going about your scouting? I'd say that around this time you woke up, you got your news, you got everybody ready. 3 hours to get to Old Clifden. Let's call it around like noon, so midday. It's not, the sun is not bright, but it's
How many of us are there? Is it what's that?
3.
Okay, so 2, 3, 4. As it starts to come into sight, I'm gonna cast True Sight on myself, extended,
Okay.
and I'm also going to extend a 4th level invisibility on the 3 of us.
All right.
Oh, first I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I'm gonna turn us
So-
all invisible. Is there anything that you all need to do before that? Because if you
Yeah, I have a question.
if you
What's
attack or cast a spell while invisible, you will cease to be invisible.
Yeah, so we're not attacking anyone, right? We're just scouting.
We are scouting, and I can almost guarantee that they're gonna have some kind of a god with the same ability I have. So I say we come in from the mainland.
I like that idea. You just hear this like, "Gah!" From coming from nowhere. As you guys can veer off to the left and like get right over actual like land, and you guys can make your way like towards like the southern gate and make your approach from there. Finn, can you just put yourself down on the map? That'll represent the whole of all 3 of you.
Yes. Um,
All right, cool. So as you approach, you can see that feeling of almost just like hopelessness and dread start to like just like beat in your chest as you approach this, because you don't really see a lot of people, if any, that are outside of like their homes. As you get towards like maybe where like the farm like the farm village like subdivisions are, you can see that there are people that are like in the homes, like you can see people sitting at windows, but it doesn't look like there is anybody doing anything outside of them. You get to the southern gate. The walls that surround Old Clifden are large 50-foot stone walls that have a walkway that extends and connects all of the gates. You can see walking along those gates and standing at like the guard posts, what you would assume traditionally should have been guards. You see undead. You see skeletons, you see zombies that are just sitting there, very sentry-like, with clubs, like bows and arrows, like even clad in some like shitty like leather armor. But that's the first thing you notice as you crest over the southern gate walls. As you make your way over the city, where are you headed?
Okay, so we're headed over the southern gate. I would say I want to do like a quick flyover of the city,
Okay.
of like the not
You-
foggy area, just to get a lay of the land.
Okay. So you are going to notice the comings and goings of the only people that are outside. Because you can notice the same thing has happened within the city. People are basically now prisoners in their own homes. Walking throughout the city, you can see that there are Thaddeus or like pirate-like individuals garbed in all manner of like like leathers, like different like colors, bandoliers, the whole like literally like all of the cliches. Um, they are also walking surrounded by like large undead like ogre zombies. and you see some of them are in the process of carrying like things back from wherever they like got them from. You hear a scream, and your vision is immediately turned to where they have like stopped by a house and they just kick the door in, and it looks like they're like going and like ransacking it a little bit as the larger giants basically punch their way through the upper windows and like start to destroy the house, and they're just like picking up random parts of the like the debris. Roll a perception check to see if you notice any what they are actually going for. Nope. You are just off put by the fact that they're walking in and just like, destroying this person's house.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
You have luck.
Ability check that fails. Spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll the d20. Okay. Because I want to be looking for shit.
Okay.
16.
Like all of the rumors have been going on, it looks like they are targeting building supplies. It looks like they're knocking down like the openings of these houses, like breaking the beams, and then like folding these like basically the floor into two, and then like stacking them up like crates, and it looks like they're carrying them back into the harbor. The actual humanoids, the men and the women, are doing the same, but looks like they're stealing the smaller things that they can carry, putting them into boxes, and then like carrying them with the ogre zombies, with like back into like the main harbor. That's about all you're gonna see as you zigzag over the over top. You're gonna hear just like gasps coming from Rain as she's like trying to like stick by, as she's just like, I can't, like she's like muttering to herself about how she can't believe this is fucking happening. Like, where do you go next?
Finn's gonna look to both of them and be like, all right, well, this is the part where you all can't really help me. You should head back to the ship. I'm gonna go take a look in the fog.
Are you sure? Like, we could just go hang out at the lighthouse and keep an eye on just in case something bad happens.
I mean, you wouldn't really know if something bad was gonna happen because you can't see through the fog, can you?
No. All right. Well, we're not gonna stay very far, just in case. All right.
All right, yeah, go south just until the city's like on the horizon, and then
All right.
well, actually no, just go to the ship. I'll teleport there if I need to.
Will you promise to be safe? All right.
If I'm not, Phantasma's in charge.
I don't even want to do it because she's just like, that's not even a funny joke right now, Finn. I don't know what angry hawks sound like, but but all right, begrudgingly, they will head off to go make sure that they can at least like be within saving distance if things get rough. As they take off, fly well over the fog. What do you do, Finn?
Finn wants to go in quick and hopefully minimally detected. And he just wants to do a quick flyover and then peace.
Okay. As you fly into the fog, can you please, where is it? Can you roll me a con save?
Oh boy. 21.
Okay, so you're gonna take half of this. So that's good. You only take 4 points of poison damage.
Okay.
As you fly into this, you notice that the fog has started to collect onto your body, and you are now shedding bright light. Are you familiar with the fairy fire spell?
Mhm.
Okay. And you currently have a spell on, right?
I mean, I have invisibility on and true sight.
That's what I thought. So as you would enter and you start to like cough a little bit, and you watch as like the dust starts to slowly get pulled to you, and all of a sudden you flash a bright what is the two I don't know what schools of magic the two are really quick off the top of my head, but you were gonna flash bright two different colors. I almost want to say it's like a green and a blue, just like
yeah, illusion and divination.
okay, illusion is blue, and divination I
Blue
would
and
say
gray
is
or violet.
yeah, okay, we'll go with that. So like a blue and a purple, just like and as it goes off, you could swear you hear you hear trumpets going off in the fucking distance. Like it's like you're like, oh fuck, like an alarm just went off. Like you hear it like almost like a band playing, but it's just like emanating from all around you. And you are currently like you can see your outline perfectly after like the light fades and you're just kind of like floating in this green fog. You hear from around, hey, what was that? I'd say like that was where you get to like right around here as the water is as like the water carries the voices further down the pier. What would you like to do?
I would like to dive into the water.
Go for it. You roll stealth check.
19.
It's like just this cinematic sort of bells that are like continuously playing while you're in this fog and just begins to be quiet. You just hear the sloshing of this cold water that you dove into, completely just pitch black from the lack of light. You don't hear any light. You look around at your body and it's no longer covered in shit.
All right. Can I not see anything under the water?
I mean, you have like dark vision up to whatever feet.
I have dark vision up to
I'd say-
60 feet, and I have true seeing up to 120.
Yeah, okay. So I'd say that it's like it's dim to low. No, because like low and dim is like the same thing. Like it's like dim to like medium light, kind of like breaking through the waves. That's kind of illuminating like this harbor bay floor. That's basically just all kelp and rocks. What do you do now?
All right. I want to swim towards the center.
All right, so you swim towards the center. You get it's as far as it's 900 feet, so it's going to be a little bit as you can see that all manner of life in this harbor has ceased to exist. There are floating dead fish corpses, just kind of like waterlogged, bouncing around. You can see like caught underneath. There are like stingrays. All of the coral is bleached white. It's completely devoid of life. It's like almost been sucked out. And as you get towards the ship, you can start to see where that sucking is coming from. As underneath this thing, you can see this like black, it's almost flame-like as it's like smoldering off of the hull from underneath. And almost like a beam, it's just like dropping this like waterfall of black vapor down to the ocean floor, and it's just like crawling and seeping into the surrounding environment.
If I was to make a guess, would I think that this is the same eldritch bullshit that is creating the fog on all the ships?
Maybe you could
All right.
make that assumption, but there's no way to tell. This is the first time that you've seen something like this.
All right. Can I get closer to the surface and closer to the ship?
Okay,
And-
yeah, stealth check as you get that close.
Yep.
Are you like breaching the water?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want to see what I can see from underneath.
Okay.
Nice.
20.
Good, very good. Well, let's do this just for fun because they have stats. I believe.
Funsies.
And since there was an alarm that went off in his head, I'll say Murphy is going to be the one to check on you guys. So. Cool. All right, play it like this. You
Like
get
he wouldn't see me unless he had something up to specifically look for me because I am still invisible.
just wait, just wait. So he hasn't done anything yet, but you get to like where you can kind of like see at least the handrails of the ship because you
Mhm.
can only see up there for so long for like so much before you're like completely lose your angle of view. As you're just kind of like floating there, trying to make sure your head doesn't break the water, you see this very pompous looking human male with a like bleach blonde pompadour that's it's not wouldn't be a pompadour now because it's raining, so it would be just kind of like flat and wet and gross against his face, but like as he flips his head around you can see that he has this black the same black marks that kind of like are smoldering around the eyes. You can see he also has it like around his mouth, like he almost like he has black like kiss makeup that is looks like it's like smoldering up the corners, and it looks like he's looking around. He rolled enough to like kind of like have a feeling, so he's just scanning the environment. But with that stealth roll and currently, he has not used it, and he actually does not have true sight at all. So his head disappears, and so far nothing happens.
All right. Do I have a sense of like the?
You see a yellow stream come out as he's now pissing.
Oh, perfect. This ship that I'm seeing is. Do I think that this is the ship that they're building?
I don't know.
Like,
Is it?
is this like is it like a humongous ship? Like does it
This
seem like?
this is one of the largest ships that you've seen Thaddeus's men operate. It's an actual warship, so it has
So it's not like the
7
ship that they're.
sails. No, this
Okay.
is a much larger actual I don't know, brigadier. I don't know what that is. I think I'm using that word wrong, but it's a warship. It's like 300 to 350 in length. It's got like 7 sails on it. It can house plenty of people. I would say you also would be able to see if you like did a swim around to try and like get an entire 360 of the boat. With that stealth check, I'll let you have it. You do notice that there are skeletons and zombies on top of the deck as well.
Okay.
But as far as like is this the ship that they're building, that it's like I'm not really at liberty to tell you.
All right. So this doesn't look like the fabled ship. Okay.
No, this isn't the pensive merchant, which is what you've heard it described by Adrian before from like legend lore, basically, of the fact that like Thaddeus sails on a ship that's like basically like an entire town hall if you put it into the water. It's got like 12 cannons on either side. It's got like in the double digit sails. It can house like hundreds of men. Like you would know the pensive merchant when you saw it.
Okay.
This is very clearly labeled Fat Man.
This is Fat Man. Okay.
This
So
is Fat.
this is the general ship. Got it. Cool. Can I do like a quick scan of the rest of the harbor from beneath?
It would take you some time.
That's
Were
fine.
you or specifically?
Just getting the lay of like what's here so we're not surprised by anything.
Okay. So you can do some investigating. It looks like there is the possible threat of some like maybe some of the necrotic energy has seeped into the water, and you can see that there are sharks that look like they should be dead like they have chunks missing out of them, and like fins are like that look like they're like kind of like flopped over or just completely missing. But you can see that there's a slight threat, but as long as it's few and far between. As long as like you could deduce as long as you don't make like a ruckus, you should be okay.
All right.
But there is a just late.
Let's see. I would like to see what's happening on the outside of the wall too, but I am sure that that is being a lot more heavily guarded.
I'd say during your investigation, you can see that all of the stone curtains are down completely, which means they like hit the bottom of the ocean. So like it's completely, you can't even swim underneath them.
Okay.
So you would have to go up and over to get there.
All right. How do I want to do this? I want to go. I want to go back up the way I came. So like over
towards Mary.
Yeah, over towards Mary. Once I'm like over near like the dock area,
Yeah.
and like where I can see the wall, I would like to cast. Where is it? I want to cast Greater Invisibility on myself,
Okay.
and I'm gonna Dimension Door myself the hell out of there.
All right. Where are you headed exactly?
Up this way.
Okay, cool. You get right to about there. You are free from the fog, so you don't have to make any saves. There's no light, no nothing. You do notice that whatever ruckus you may have caused has stirred awake some sentries that are sitting at the entrance of Mary, and it looks like Mary is currently guarded by two giant ogre zombies and a minotaur skeleton. Again, three very large creatures, one made of rotting flesh, the other one made of like desecrated bones. So now that you're up there and you're free from any danger,
I am going to cast a first level invisibility on myself, so I have time to do shit again.
Okay.
Because Greater Invisibility is only a minute. And I want to go up to the top of the lighthouse.
All right, so you can get up to the top of the lighthouse. It looks like the people that are up there are mostly Thaddeus men that are just kind of bullshitting up there, like smoking, drinking, playing cards, just kind of like enjoying having the run of the place. You can get up to there, and it doesn't look like they pay you any mind.
All right, I just want to look out over the outside of the wall.
Okay, it looks like there are the two buildings that sit at Potter and Olaf. Those are, the command towers that you'll eventually figure out that they're called that. But two buildings that look like they're like out of place because none of the other like towers have them. Sitting below them, it looks like there is like a massive scaffolding that connects those to the bottom of the where the water is. And it looks like there are two ships that are kind of like parked at the base of those two towers.
Are they billowing at all?
What? Billowing?
Are they like fogging?
Not they have like their standard like there's like a light fog around them, but it doesn't look like they like have a green fog or anything special.
Okay. They just have the normal like black fog happening.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about out in in the water?
In the water, you can see that there are ships that are docked up there. That are Thaddeus in nature, only because you can tell because they're the only ones that have like lights moving on them, they move around. I even want to just now that I'm thinking of it, a lot of the boats in the harbor, it probably would be easy to tell because they're starting to like chop them up basically. Like a lot of the bigger ships look like they're missing sides or like the top of them, and they looks like they're being pulled apart and like torn up for scrap. So and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I meant like outside of the stone wall.
Oh no, it's just those two. They're dug in
Oh.
like
Okay.
so.
So there's 6 like pieced up fucking ships in the harbor,
Yeah.
and then there's Fat Boy,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the 2 outside. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Finn's gonna swing around this way just to see if he sets anything off.
Nothing happens.
Cool. He's gonna fly south and see if he runs into the other 2. Who are
Yeah.
now visible because he cast a bunch of concentration spells.
Oh yeah, they became visible. She like got out of her wild shape. You can see it. Roll perception check. And you're not invisible, right?
I am still invisible.
All right, I'd say with a 12, you can like you just notice that there's like this weird thicket of trees that's like out of place, like close to like the beach edge. And as you get drawn towards it, you can see that like there is like you can hear basically that there is a Phantasma and Rain conversation in like that's happening.
Can I listen to it?
Yeah. So at this point it would be stop worrying so much, darling. You are like a bundle of anxiety. Like Finn is going to be totally fine. What's the worst that's going to happen? Well, he could choke on that fucking fog and he could die. How about that? She like her feathers are all like just like completely plumed up. She's like, yeah, and how about he goes in the water and they got this giant fucking thing that kills you in the water. How about that? She goes, and Fantastic's like, girl, have you tried tingle grass? You might benefit from it.
Finn's gonna uninvisible himself and be like, well, she's not too far off.
What? Okay. Whew. See, brain, told you. Finn, thank you. Thank you for an entrance, as always. What did you find?
So the fog is fairy fire. I lit up like a fucking candle as soon as I went into it. But I was able to get into the water. I swam around.
Okay, so we have to go into the water.
Yeah, the big general ship is right in the middle. It's a really fucking big ship, lots of cannons. There's 6 ships on the inside. Looks like they're kind of getting pieced apart to build whatever they're building. And then there's 2 ships on the outside of the wall, underneath what I assume is like guard towers or something.
Oh yeah, no, those are I believe those are the command towers that help with like the lifting of the ship of the curtains.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. And also, they go all the way down. So whoever's idea it was to just swim under them, that's obviously not going to work.
I don't have any idea whose idea that could be. Vintage was sweating more than usual. At least the ship. I thought they do. Why would they go all the way down? I guess that's smart. Whatever.
I mean, you might be able to burrow underneath it or something. Julia could do her Julia thing, maybe. I don't know.
I did have a couple of spells that I wanted to try, and the coolest thing that I could do is I could make a 40-foot hole in one of them.
You know, that might be a good idea to get us in there.
Well, that hole could could fit a dinghy. That's not going to fit the whole ship.
40 feet? 40 feet wouldn't fit. Oh, yeah.
I believe it's not that big. We could try, but I don't think it's going to be big enough to get the whole fleet down.
All right. What about a reduce spell?
Okay, so, the ship. Does the spell work on a gargantuan object? Because that's technically what a ship is.
Well, I don't know. That sounds like a question for our lead scientist.
God.
Are any of us present for this conversation?
No.
I mean, technically,
No,
the spell
so
doesn't say anything about size.
yeah, dude, it technically doesn't have a limit. Okay,
That's
so
crazy.
So if we're 80 by 80 and then we shrink ourselves down, we could get through that hole.
yeah, just us, because then it closes up after a minute.
Well, that's fine. We're the only ones going in from underwater.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so
Or
we
we
get
just take or we just take both of the guard towers and open up the walls.
that's what I was probably thinking is we probably need to like do some like we need
Strike
to
force
figure out
shit.
yeah, because if we could go in there and lift the curt and lift all the walls up, then the fleet comes in.
Yeah. So that fog is different from the other fogs.
How was it? Did it hurt you?
Uh did it hurt me?
It hurt you a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a poison.
Oh, great, cool.
Yeah, it's not great. It wasn't terrible, but it's not great.
Well,
I mean, we we would certainly have a limited time to do whatever we needed to do if we were above the surface.
it's a good thing we have a ship that's below.
And I can almost guarantee, well, if we're bringing the fleet in there, I can almost guarantee that Fat Boy ship is gonna decimate a good portion of it.
We should probably okay, here's what I'm thinking. We go to we get the we figure out how to get the curtains raised, and then I mean not the rest of the fleet, go and try and to disable Fat Man as best we can by ourselves with before the fleet even comes in.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it's full of black powder, which would make it a little bit easier to do our thing.
Yeah, so okay. Oh, I need some tea because it's a lot to
But we should get fucking
yeah, I was going
going.
to say the tea is on the ship. We should go.
Yeah.
Bye, trees. You are very nice.
You could like stand to be a little more discreet with your groves.
What?
Just
I'm
like just
sounding exactly like her. She said the same thing.
I
She's
think it
told you too far away from the other trees.
I think it's lovely, obviously, and I do love like when you do that, but like I found it in like 2 seconds. I said,
Yeah,
"Oh, that doesn't belong there."
magic.
Yeah, but like, I was just like, "Oh, that doesn't go there." Magic and logic.
That's kind of what I would say. Shut your mouth, Mrs. Crybaby. I don't want to hear it. And like you just kind of like there's like this standoff. Because can we go, please? Can we
Yeah.
critique my positioning of a hideout later?
No, I mean I'm done. I just had that one critique, that's all.
Okay,
Uh
good.
how can we deal with fucking zombies and shit? And we'll figure it out.
Don't we have a? Don't you know a holy man? You know one that carries around a holy symbol.
That's true.
I don't have any undead shit. I checked.
You do.
It's like you can't
It-
not have it as a cleric.
It's like
Yeah.
the cleric thing. You have turn undead.
It's channel divinity.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You're probably high enough level where you have destroy undead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Don't worry.
definitely have
I
that.
planned accordingly. So, yeah, no, don't worry. I think Magmar can help us out as long as he's prepared. But luckily, we should have a day. So, because it
Oh,
looks like they're going to still be
good.
busy. Because I don't know what they're doing, but it looks like they're trying to dismantle the whole fucking city.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing with all this shit because they're not building it there. Because I looked around the whole harbor, I didn't see that giant ship they were talking about.
Well, what if it's not a giant ship? What if it's something else?
What else would it be? I didn't see anywhere that they would have been bringing the shit.
What if it was another submarine?
How? How would they
I-
think to do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Also, I swam around the whole harbor and there was no submarine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Was there anything else? Was there like, did they have some monster in there, like she said?
I mean, there's some weird undead sharks happening. There's
Oh, great.
you know the billowy black eldritch bullshit that creates the black fog.
I think so. Yeah.
Giant one of those in the middle of the harbor. So that's
That
always
might be how they're making the fog.
yeah, that was yeah, I left that part out, my bad.
You should probably not do that.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, how about this? Let's gather our things and get. Have we teleported yet?
We're flying, bitch.
Fine. Caw! So we walk all that back. But eventually, after another 3 out, well, I'd say it's probably closer to like 2.5, maybe just 2 flat, as you guys can reconnect with the entire fleet in the Terror of the Deep. As you guys kind of wait for a second as the ship slowly rises and breaches out of the water, opening its hatch to you guys. You guys can pile in, take the airlock down, and get back onto the main deck. You know, I'm so used to you guys coming from the other way.
Yeah. I mean, I figured we didn't. I mean, we didn't necessarily have to do that today.
Did you get into some trouble?
No. Well, not necessarily. I set off a couple alarms, but nothing terrible happened.
Oh, you just set off a couple of alarms. That's just great. Sheila! Sheila, you have been having to deal with a ever increasingly like belligerently drunk heavy neck, as like something has tipped him off to the point of where he needs to then like he's just drinking to excess. So I don't know how you've been dealing with that, but it hasn't been pleasant for anybody involved.
Sheila's just been drinking with him the whole time.
Oh, Sheila, I thought I didn't see that. Jesus.
Well, why are you so angry?
I feel angry. I feel like I'm on edge ever since the whole like thing with like making 2 of me. Oh, by the way, I don't look like me anymore. It's just I got a lot to think about, and it's making me, you know.
I thought you were angry because Magmore keeps trying to fucking surprise you.
Maybe.
Man, I'd hate me if I look like you too.
Look, I'll be fine. Just what did you find at the city that needs us? Captain.
Lots of undead skeletons, ogres, like fucking undead minotaurs and shit. There's a green fog filling the whole harbor that is poisonous and alerts them to your presence as soon as you walk into it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there's nothing in. Well, the fog is not in the water, but that the eldritch thingy that creates the black fog on each of the ships, that's in the water, underneath what I can only tell you is Fat Man.
That's a lot to process.
Yeah. Lots of cannons. There's 6 ships in the harbor that look like they're all being ceremoniously ripped apart for pieces. There's 2 ships on the outside, underneath guard towers that we need to lift up the wall. The wall does go all the way to the floor, so we can't swim underneath it. Did I get everything?
Yeah, no, don't worry. Then you nailed it. And
Well,
if you
sounds
don't
as
mind,
though we may need
you
a,
guys can have your little conversation. I'm going to relay this to the other captains. Finn, you make sure
Undead
that-
sharks too. Undead sharks.
Yeah, she like puts her hand onto the mast, and immediately her eyes like glaze over, and she's gonna be having a conversation. All right, so we got killed some undead. Doesn't sound too hard.
All
I
right.
mean, As long as you guys allow me to come, I could be of assistance.
Yeah, I mean for this, I don't see why not. What I'm thinking is,
Oh god, thank God.
so we have a couple rough ideas of a plan. Phantasma can blow a hole through the wall underneath the water, and then we can go into the harbor with the ship, which somebody would have to reduce. Does anybody know how to do that? I know we have that collar for Sheila, but like, do we have that on a big scale?
I think you do.
I think I might have it.
It's a sorcerer or a wizard spell.
Well, that would be me, and I don't have that. So, all right.
So the
Makes
ship's
that
not
plan.
getting in. All right, so we need to get in. Well, okay. Hold on. Phantasma's not there. This
So
is heavy.
we bring the fleet. We go to open up the walls. The fleet comes to the walls while the Terror of the Deep scoots underneath. The walls close before the fleet can get in. They think they're safe. But the Terror is underneath already.
I'm into it. That sounds like so we just gotta figure how do we get the I mean, is it as simple as pushing a button?
I actually don't know. Shit, I should have checked that out.
All right. So by this time, Phantasma will chime back in. Yeah, don't worry. Adrian is very knowledgeable of how that works. He said that he actually spoke with the mayor, and she says that they have control of what is called a mortal engine, and it's basically just a bunch of mammoths that they use to lift the gates, and they don't know how they have control over them, but they do, and they haven't been able to pretty close enough to like see how they're doing it. Um, so the mayor thinks that if we go towards the mortal engines and if we can get those, that should give us the ability to then lift the curtains up.
Sorry, I just thought of this because I'm an idiot. You know who would know how to operate this is Nostradamus.
Yeah, we should probably talk to him. He was the only, he's not in on the conversation.
Yeah, good. Uh, but he would know how to operate the wall since
Hopefully.
they were defending this harbor before the black fog got here. Like,
Yeah,
or I
no,
guess
that's a good
the
idea.
green fog.
Yeah, we call him the green fog now. Green fart. Yeah, we should contact him. Let's 1 second. I must go again to try and find him.
I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call that. And if you know, Fat Man's a terrible name for a ship. I'm gonna call it the fucking toxic fart.
Toxic fart. That's actually better, I think.
I would like to address
She-
the
She goes,
poisonous
hold on one
gas.
second. Then she puts her hand and she like goes blank for a sec. All right. Nostradamus said he's going to meet us. He's going to be sailing up to us to have a conversation.
All right, sounds good. Nocturne, what were you saying?
I would like to address the poisonous gas topic.
Oh yeah, you it's like it's not terrible, but it's not great. It hurts a little bit. And
It's probably poisonous.
yeah, it's poisonous. It does like the fairy fire thing, and if you have spells going, it fucking lights up. Like you light up. I watched it engulf my entire body and light me up like a fucking candle.
Well, I don't know if I can counter that. I can certainly provide up to 4.
Also, there was like a fanfare of fucking trumpets and shit happening, which
No,
was
there are.
that yeah, it was very bizarre. It
Sounds
stopped
like
when I
a
went into the water though.
combination
That makes literally no sense. All right, yeah. So we just
Spell.
stay in the water.
of alarm. Regardless, I can provide up to 4 devices to allow for easy breathing within the fog, but that is the most I can do to help.
Yeah, true. Well, what I was thinking is if we use those, we can swim underneath and then come back up and like scale the ship and hopefully take it out from that way.
The devices also will allow for breathing underwater.
Say it again.
The device is also allowed to breathe underwater.
Oh, nice. Cool. Well, half of you don't even have to worry about that most of the time. But yeah, perfect. So you guys can conversate for a little bit until you hear a doo doo doo. Nostradamus at the top. He gets let in through the airlock, and he just. This is impressive. I will say that.
Isn't it neat?
Beyond my comprehension, I'll say that again.
Yeah, welcome to the Terror of the Deep. This is
Pleasure.
our ship.
Our
So-
science project.
It seems that you've done some scouting.
Yeah, so I've seen what they have there in the ship or in the harbor now.
You can like spew out all the information because I don't want to make you say it again.
So
And he just sits there and he nods. He goes, "It's troubling that they have control of the stone wall, but nevertheless, I do know how it operates and I know how it works. We are going to need 4 teams. You're going to need myself, and I assume you will have to handle the mortal engines. Captain Bryden and Captain Lawrence will have to handle the south and north command towers. You can't lift the curtains. You can't lift the stone wall without having the command towers under control, because you need to like use a bunch of like mechanisms that allow it to be allow it to like the connection to be made, pulleys to activate, and then it all to work. But it's like a 2-part system, so it's like a safety measure.
how many gold seals, like how many gold seal ships do we have with us? Just the one?
You have I'd say when they left, they probably brought like 3 of them with them. The only 3 they could spare.
How about this? Can you and your gold sails take the command towers and handle the mammoth engine things and open the wall for us?
We would be spread fairly thin.
Well, you wouldn't be doing the fighting. You would just be getting us in.
I would say that we could do 2, not 3. So I could do either the mortal engines on 1 tower, or I could do both of the command towers, but not 3. Would be unsafe. I would lose too many men.
All right. I guess we could just leave the city and just say fuck it, because I mean you don't need your base of operations anymore, right?
Do you want me to use my resources effectively, or would you like me to throw them into the wind?
I mean,
Respect-
I'd like to get the shit done, however we need to get it done.
I would like to free this city just as much as you. I do not need the sarcastic tone. Now, like I said, could only help with 2 effectively.
All right. So,
What are you doing with all of your ships?
fighting the big ship.
Before the stone wall is up,
After the stone wall is up.
so they can help before.
Well, once the stone wall is up, we need to go in. Are you? Okay. I guess I'm confused because I figured once you have the stone wall up, you have to keep it up. Once it's up, it's just up.
You can lock it.
Oh, well, in that case, then yeah, I guess we can do that.
I mean, I assume that they wouldn't keep the mammoths just pinned down there, because that's what they use.
I mean, I don't know what they do with these things. That people are fucking cruel. I don't.
Yes, people are. So, if we hit those 4 locations, we can get the stone wall. If we get the stone wall, we can get your fleet into the harbor. I can retain control of the command towers and hopefully the mortal engine afterwards.
All right, yeah, you maintain control of the command towers and make sure that they do not go back to the fog, or we're just totally
How about
fucked.
this? How about this? We will do the command towers, just as you said. And when we're done, we will make our way back to the engines and maintain control of the engines while it stays up.
Love that. Love to hear that. So what do? We go to the engines and
You guys
say,
are
"Yaw,
to-
open the wall."
You're going to need some way to take control of the mammoths that they have control of, or I don't know. What did you see?
I didn't see the mammoth engine.
You did
Sure.
fly right by it. Roll
I
a
did?
history. Roll a
Okay.
history. Roll a history check because it's going to be hard with a high DC. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You remember something down there, big shadowy thing connected to chains, but like you don't know what it was down, like what was down there.
All right, I'm gonna need you to walk me through the mammoth engine one by one.
All right, so
Actually, better
Yeah,
yet,
it's-
I'm gonna need you to walk Nocturne through the mammoth engine one by one.
Yeah, there you
who
go.
was Nocturne?
Nocturne!
Hello.
This gentleman is going to explain to us how to open the wall, and I need you to memorize it 1000%.
You need to recite it to me once.
Good. He rolled a really good history check, so he's going to give you a really good detailed explanation of this. So it works like this: there is like a herd of mammoths that are connected to a large harness, which is then connected to large chains that are connected to a massive, intricate pulley system with all these other bells and whistles that allow for these 4 mammoths to be able to pull massive tons of stone all the way. But as it's pulling, the only way it can be pulled is if you unlock it from the command tower. So like the command tower has to open the latch, and then once it's latched, then you can pull and let it, and once you can pull it, you can put the latch back down and it locks wherever it's going to be. So as long as we can figure out how to get the force enough to like lift it, we should be okay to lock it. Got
Okay. Yes.
All right. So Nocton gets a very quick, like 30-minute lecture about the ins and outs of what Nostradamus can remember of the mortal engines.
Hey, Nocturne, remember? I don't even remember if you were there or not. I think this was you though. We were in some like water dungeon or something, and you decided to do a layer, like a thin layer film of oil or some
Yes.
flammable substance
Yes.
that
was
spread
me.
extremely quickly.
Yes.
Can we
That-
try that with the harbor?
That would
You
be
need a lot of oil.
would not be so difficult. However, what is the purpose of this that you are considering?
To scare the fucking piss out of them.
I am currently working on a system to create a bomb using 2 bag of holding to possibly blow the hull of the ship open. Would that be
I'm
sufficient?
sorry, you're working on what?
Yeah, could you please like work that back? Because it sounds like you're trying to do something very stupid.
Yeah, could you just run that by me real quick one more time? I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. Are you trying to send us all scattered through several different dimensions?
Do not be worried. I only have 1
I'm
bag
worried.
of holding in my possession at the moment. There is not a problem at the moment. It is all theoretical.
Isn't this how Heavy Neck ended up in our plane of existence?
Yeah, Magmar. Or sorry, not Magmar.
I would
Nocturne.
not know.
I cannot stress to you how bad of an idea it is. It's fun to have survived it.
Didn't you go to hell?
I went okay. So when this happened, I watched the entire world turn into a sheet of like fabric and then get pulled into darkness with me and then shattered like glass. After that, I was then tumbled through what felt like fucking eons until I landed into a whole nother reality where it seemed like I was in the same place, but I didn't recognize any of this shit.
So, I think my question for you is: was there any destructive power released when this happened?
Yes, very, very much so. Like, I'm pretty sure it destroyed that whole reality.
Oh,
Like, I don't.
that's a little larger than I was hoping.
Okay, so something happened, and then my world changed completely. That's all I know about doing that.
So you're suggesting that this is not a viable option?
I'm saying that if you do it, we might all go with you, and I don't want to be a part of your suicide mission.
I was planning to detonate this remotely. I was not planning to be in the
I don't
vicinity.
think that it cares about a distance.
Understood. You were
least that's
talking about oil.
So, as Nocta tries to hard cut right back into the oil conversation, let's take a break. It's about to hit 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go pee, and we'll get right back to you guys in a couple minutes.
Cool.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're here. I finally emptied my bladder, and we are just approaching the city of Old Clifden. Um, we had just scouted it out. Finn found out how much bullshit that was existing in the harbor, got a head count, and started to develop a loose plan. All the while seeing that they are indeed stealing and ransacking and chopping up ships and houses for building supplies. You made your way back. Well, you did some scouting underneath the water and found out that it was safe. Yada yada yada. We're gonna pick back up with you guys having just watched Nostradamus debrief Nocton about the how the stone wall works. You guys started to develop somewhat of a plan. He said that he can take the Southern Command Tower, or he can take the command towers, and you guys handle the mortal engines. And with that, we'll pick back up with him kind of standing up in front of you guys and giving you guys a nice solid nod, and goes, well, I will be off. I must coordinate my ships. Let me know when when you and the other captains are going to have another conversation. I'd like to be a part of it.
We're gonna have that conversation now.
Are they coming here?
Well, we do things a bit differently. And Finn's gonna look over at Phantasma, and he's just gonna be like, "You want to just include him?"
She like walks up, like she goes, Can we trust you, really, with our secrets? And he just kind of like off-puttedly just like sits there and like kind of grunts and nods and goes, all right, come. And she leads him by the hand over to the mast, where there's obviously the large white glyph that has been carved into it and then filled. I was just put your hand on the mast and don't worry, just talk like you are normally. And he goes like apprehensively, eventually puts his like, clawed hand on the mast, and you guys watch all of your eyes. Hello, hello, hello. We need to talk. We have Nostradamus here. Please pick up. One second. It's going to be. Hello, 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 hello. Hey. We have a plan, and the plan is going to, unfortunately, require all of us to play a major part in it. Nostradamus has informed us of vital information that basically makes it so that we are going to try to attempt to infiltrate the city and take control of the stone wall. Once we take control of the stone wall, we are then going to lift it and allow the rest of the ships from the harbor into the harbor. After that is going, it's going to be the gold company is going to move to the mortal engines to defend them, while the rest of us try to, or Finn, I believe are we dropping it once our fleet is in?
I suppose the other captains can speak up how they'd like. I suppose it makes sense if we want to really just let them have it, but we would also be stuck in there.
Yeah, I don't like that. This is Bryden talking. I would say, if anything, we lift them all up to get in and leave one up to get out, so we funnel their escape if they try. But I don't like locking myself in with what I've heard as a generalship is. Yeah, I'm not too keen on it either, but I mean, what's good for the fleet is good for, my ship and my crew.
How about 5 or 6 of us go in, and 5 or 6 of us stay outside, centered around the only exit, so that so if they try to exit one by one, they're met with a barrage.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good plan. And I'm in. We got to go after one of these mortal engines. You say?
Yeah, there's I guess there's two model engines and it's like mammoths and we have to move them. Nostradamus gave Nocturne the rundown um on how to do that, so we're gonna I guess we can let anybody who necessarily needs to know how to do that. We can share that information.
All right. Well,
Also there's a green fog in the harbor that is straight up poisonous. I know we can't fashion
where's it coming from?
a giant eldritch thing under the water.
Oh, it's from the ship. Do you think you guys could get onto the ship and disable that before we get in?
Oh, we can get on the ship. I don't know how to disable that thing, but we can certainly fucking try.
Blow it up.
Yeah, we can blow up whatever we fucking need to, but I mean, I not having seen exactly where it's coming from, I'm not sure exactly how to disable it, but we can do what we do.
I think that's the best course of action.
So
If you guys,
we
if
obviously can't make protective masks for every single person in our fleet, but I don't know if we can throw something together, maybe throw a fucking cloth mask on your face or something. Maybe you can mitigate some of the damage.
Finn, I think that I say that we go establish control of the curtain and then we beeline it for the general ship and we take out the general ship by any means necessary. The terror of the will head that.
Yes,
If
that is all.
If an extraplanar bomb is no longer in the question, I can resort to more traditional means, and we can place it on the underside of the hull using the terror of the deep.
Nocton, can you? They can't hear you. Sorry, one of my crewmates was talking. You have to have your hand on the mast, so you were just talking to them.
I walk over and I put my hand on the mast.
You put your hand on the mast. Phantasma takes her hand off, takes your hand off of the mast, moves you over, and then puts her hand back on the mast.
Nocturne, get off the mic.
He then just throws like one little like hush, like we're in the middle of something. The Terror of the Deep will head off with that solution. The rest of you try to establish control of the harbor from the gates, and once we have the fog down, the rest of the ships can come in.
Captain Rain can brief you all on what it looks like on the inside based on what I've told her.
Yeah, don't worry. I've already talked to Lawrence and Adrian about it, but Brian, I'm sure you heard from Lawrence. So yeah, it's I will say a lot of looks like undead shit, and they look like they're packing and rolling really deep. So we need to make sure that we're being
They've got 6 ships, but it looks
as
like
cautious as possible. That's all I want to say.
that there's 6 ships, but it looks like they're taking materials from those ships for some other use. So I think it should not be as hard as it has been to take them down.
But we can only hope so.
But
I like-
obviously plan for anything.
Yeah, I like this plan. As long as your gold cloaks can hold up their end, then we should be able, at least be able to get in the harbor. And after that, well, I have faith in the Terror of the Deep. I'll say that. Here. Don't. Nostradamus chimes in. Do not worry about the gold sales. We will keep up our end of the bargain. You guys just worry about getting those mortal engines ready.
Real quick, before we all depart, um, if and when we succeed here, we will have taken down one of Thaddeus's generals. And we all need to brace ourselves for what comes after.
Well,
Just
if he's dumb,
throwing that out there.
it is much to consider, Finn. And thank you. I think if anything, this just fuels my fire a little bit more. I'll fucking say that, am I right? Yeah, all is well. Over on my way to Eden. I've heard good news. Barnaby has taken them. It's not very many, but he's taken them much further away from the city. So hopefully they can stay safe. And the rest of you, good fucking luck. If that is all, I need to prep my ship. We should be in Old Clifden within a day. Less than that, mate. But likewise, chime in the morning. Am I right? Good talk, gentlemen and ladies. I have faith in us. Stay strong.
Peace out,
Uh,
broskies.
Did he just it's just like Lawrence is like in the middle of like taking his hand off. You just hear like them like, did he just fucking say? But you guys can end the conversation. Nostradamus kind of goes, could you how do I get, and he's like standing at the airlock, he's like, how do I get out of here? You can just like hit the button and airlock goes up, takes him out. And then he can get onto his little dinghy ship with the rest of his crew, and they can make their way to the ships. You guys can have a very quiet night on the water, doing whatever it is you need to do to prep for the day ahead of you. Word has it you should be getting to Old Clifden waters by tomorrow, like midday. So the captains are thinking that, for whatever it's worth, maybe attacking when it's darker out might give you guys some advantage. So you guys gonna wait for nightfall and then act. So unless there's anything, go ahead.
Spend my time building a number of little explosive devices to use if necessary.
We could also use those breathing apparatuses.
Yeah, big time.
Are you making those?
I certainly can.
I'd say you only have one night or one day.
That should be fine. It's just a replicate magic item, and I have magic item adept, so I can do it twice as fast as normal. So craft just a quarter of the time. So and then I think I only need an hour to do it, but let me check that.
Wow, Voratus would be proud.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's how fast he does it.
Yeah, I believe that is correct. But I do want to talk to Finn briefly about that oil idea.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to me about this, because if we don't have the materials to do it this time, we should consider collecting the materials to be able to do it later. This would have been a wonderful opportunity, but I mean, obviously we didn't think of it until the last second.
So the beautiful thing is that I have a magical jug that
refills itself with oil.
yes.
Okay, but how much surface area does it cover?
I think a quarter of, I forget. Hold on.
I mean, check the dimensions of the bag.
2 acres.
This is like, what, half a square mile?
How much surface area is a gallon? yeah, give me the 2 acres. I can give you that. I'm calculating something else, but the
How the
concern.
fuck big is an acre?
It's 4,000. It's 43,560
Images to
square
scale,
feet.
it should cover almost that whole bay. It might not cover quite the whole thing. But oh yeah, definitely will. Great.
Right.
So
If given enough time, yes, it will cover the whole bay.
right. So what I can do if we need the masks, I will have to this jug will no longer function. And I will have to replicate a different magic item. However, I can pour the oil into a separate container and then make the masks.
All right.
Barrel full of oil.
Into a bag of holding, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need that much oil. It can be
We were talking about bombs, yeah?
a wineskin. Yes, that would be fun. Yes, that would be fun.
When you just turn a bag of holding into a giant bomb, you just fill it with oil. Is that
I mean,
possible?
that's-
Can you
yeah.
fill a bag of holding? Is that?
I'll tell you what, you
And
get
don't you
me.
have to like think about the thing you're taking out of the bag of holding?
Mm.
Hold
But if
on.
you flip it inside out, everything comes out. So like you could just
Oh right. Oh, that'd be fun.
and then ignite it.
Anyways,
I
Okay,
mean,
so wait.
if you
If
give
you're
me
gonna
that,
if you're gonna fill that much oil, do you have a container for
no,
it?
no, no. So I only need 1 quart of oil to cover the entire bay.
What?
and how
Yeah.
long will that take to spread? A long time.
I don't know. Someone want to do some research while I do some other calculations? Um, how fast does oil spread?
You
Can you
also
give
light the. You will
in a-
also light the
In a
entire.
10-minute span.
Okay, so Phantasma will also chime in. You will also light the entire bay on fire, which means all of those other ships.
Although the oil will not be that thick, so will not burn for that long. It will simply be a distraction.
I can, if you can give me, say, I don't know, a gallon of it, I can discreetly teleport myself into the harbor, and I can release the oil around the harbor before we arrive. So that once we're there, once we need a distraction, all somebody has to do is just
Light it on fire.
light it on fire, which, do we know anybody that can do that?
Me.
Many of us, I believe, but yes. I
And we
believe that
come
is
in,
possible.
guns are blazing.
Stereotypical. I love it.
All right, I'm into it. You have to teleport in and sneak in and do all that stuff.
Brand for us. But what did you say?
Okay, so current plan. You said we have 24 hours?
You have 24 hours before you have to do something.
Great. Okay.
Well, no, sorry, no, not 24. It's like it's nighttime, and you're gonna be there.
But there's going to be a dawn in between then and now.
Sure.
Great. Okay. So I will I can give you half a gallon. I can't give you a full gallon.
All right.
But that should be more than sufficient.
I will, yeah.
I will then make the remaining 2 masks tomorrow morning. So essentially I have to like undo existing replicated items I have
I got it.
to make up for it. But anyways, this is sounds like an enjoyable plan.
Okay. Then you're going to teleport in.
Yeah. Fuck it.
All right.
Do
You know-
I have the thing?
Yeah, I mean you have it. I'm just thinking like I'm gonna roll to see if like one fucking sailor's just dumb enough to flick a cigarette butt.
Oh no!
Like all it takes is just one guy to like throw the match from his cigarette, just like into the match.
That honestly, that
I'll roll a D100 and we'll see
It'll
if
still be effective.
we'll see if it's there.
what's
but-
the
Yeah, so
What's
you're
the-
gonna teleport in, Finn.
Yep.
what's the
Alright.
hit 100?
I'm gonna say it has to be. I don't know. I could just do like
50-50?
yeah, just flip a coin.
Yeah.
Might as well just flip a coin.
I'm gonna start on this side, and then I will go to this side, and I'll do like half and half.
Are you in the fog?
No, I'm underneath the water.
Okay. You will have to roll as you dive into the water because, like, the second you get into the fog, you have to do the con save again.
No, I'm teleporting right into the water.
Oh, right in. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so you teleport into the water.
I am innately familiar with what it looks like underneath the water there.
Yes.
Yeah.
In your big brain. I'd say if it's 50 and below, it happens.
I think that we're probably timing this so that it's like pretty close to when we're showing up too. It's not going to be like hours beforehand.
What do you mean? He's doing this right now.
No, I know, but like, when are we showing up? Is he doing it right now before we show up, or is he doing it like?
I'm doing it before we show. I'm doing it before we show up to give the oil a chance to spread across the entire harbor.
Got it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there and everything's gonna be on fire.
No, it doesn't burn for that long.
Yeah, it won't burn for that long.
And I mean, at very worst case, they will have to be dealing with that issue as
Like
we arrive.
best case, the oil is all over the sides of the ships and hasn't been ignited yet. So
I already rolled for it. I'm sorry.
All right, so Finn,
was high or low the fail?
Low.
low was the fail, so we failed. But Finn shows up, relatively open area, just releases like a quart, and then goes to the other side, releases the other quart, goes to the bottom of the harbor, and teleportation circles himself back.
Beautiful. You teleport back, still like late in the evening. Nothing really to report. That was fairly successful. Nothing, again, you didn't bother any sharks or whatever. It's unfortunately they are like by happenstance, like a flame is going to make its way into the harbor and it's going to be lit on fire for like I would say probably a good like 20 seconds, but most of it would be able to be put out after like like jumped on it. However, this will maybe pay off in your favor for doing a preemptive strike. However, you will not be able to tell until you get there. But you guys are able to, unless anybody had anything else. I'm pretty tired and I want to go to bed.
Yep, bedtime.
All right, so you guys can bed down, get your long rest in. Nocton, you're the first one up, I'm assuming, because you have a to-do list to do before you actually get to Old Clifden.
Julia's gonna be helping him try and put everything together to
Yeah,
hopefully
all right.
expedite the process more.
Like you're assembling all the like things together, like all the
Yeah.
screws, all the brackets, all the like, perfect.
Yeah.
So you can assist in helping him speed that up. But you guys wait. You guys are all eventually kind of like shook awake, and are told that you've got basically like 1 hour, before you guys are gonna basically like land, and then like wait for nightfall, and then do your thing. So, those of you who have any rituals, you can perform them as you wake up for breakfast. Phantasma's fairly serious and quiet up until the like before like right when you guys woke up, she's like almost a little bit more serious. But you guys can land, well, not land, but set down anchor like offshore, and you guys can kind of just like mosey around and anxiously wait for the sun to set. And as the sun finally sets through the mass of communication, you hear, well, let's fucking go then. As you guys are finally like just coordinating who's going where, they're you're gonna have Lawrence and Bryden go for Marley, that tower where the mortal engine sits, while the gold sails go to Potter and Olaf, and then the Terror of the Deep will handle the Clifden Lighthouse / Elric Tower. What happened? I don't know. Sorry, I just heard a sound. Anyways, you guys can gather things and start to head out. You do a fair. I mean, the Terror of the Deep doesn't have to worry about it, but you guys are all gonna land, I'd say, or like you guys see, the gold sales told you that they're like wait for their signal, and then like just do whatever you need to do to get in. You guys can stealthily like land or park the sub that's like offshore, where you guys are gonna have to get out and swim to like then get to the beach and then get to like through the lighthouse and whatnot. So you guys, as you guys like are gathering around the airlock, Phantasma looks around all you and goes, all right, guys, it's going to be fucking serious out there. I, at the very least, communication. What are you doing? What do you see? Help us out. Help out your brothers and sisters, and we'll win this. All right.
Got it.
And you all get 1d6 inspiration for to use in for the next day. She like heads up the airlock by herself. The rest of you, even Heavy Neck, is able to happily finally like get out of the confines of the sub.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremy, no, fuck you, stay.
Yeah, like, but before we all like disperse, I just want to be like, if anyone at any point needs healing stuff,
We'll ask Phantasma, don't worry.
no, I came stacked.
Yeah, Phantasma bumps it up.
Well, technically, I mean, either of us, if you're within 30 yards of us, so I've got a spell that literally maximizes our healing. So whatever healing spell we use, you get max healing from it.
Cool. All right.
That's
Well,
pretty bomb.
Just keep
that's
that in
good.
mind.
Magbo, you heal people?
I'm
I thought
working
you
on it.
just killed them.
I have my moments. They're very far and in between, but I'm working on it.
Well, now I expect healing. I just hope you know that.
I like that.
All right. So you guys floating in the murky water can roll some stealth checks as you guys go to approach the lighthouse.
Before we get up, can I ask Julia to do the thing?
Yeah, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace as we're approaching.
What is that?
So you get a
Just
plus
stay
10
near
to
her.
your stealth checks.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Oof. Why did I roll twice? I got a 20.
So 27?
Yep.
Sick.
Oh, hold on. And then this will just be funny. 41. Nice.
Nice.
Disappears from reality.
Yeah, he is. Woof, God. Well, he's blue now, so he kind of blends in a little bit.
Wait, he's blue now too?
Yeah, he turned into a rock gnome, like a rock gnome from this universe. Because in his universe, the halfling and rocks, the halfling and gnome traits are switched. That's why he projects as a halfling, but he's really a gnome. But you guys can like stealthily crawl your way up the beach, and then finally can like dun, 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 like run, sprint, and then hug the wall as you can finally get to the lighthouse. You guys can like run your fingers along the stone as you can like circle around the base of it. There is nobody guarding what looks like a wood door that like looks like the base of it. Phantasma though like runs past it, and she holds her like goes up and puts her hand on one of the walls and is like looks like she's like sizing it up, and she's like waving you guys over. You guys follow? I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you guys like can scale the base of this thing until you guys just. I think that they're probably going to like if they're expecting anything, expect that. I want to use my spell. I think I could make it. I think I can make a hole. And she's like huge, just like canvas of stone. Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
I mean, do you want to like maybe scout above and see what we can see?
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking, but like I don't want to leave you guys down here.
Well, you could just look.
Okay.
We're waiting. Just be quick because we're waiting on them to like do stuff.
Tell you what, why don't you guys go through the wall and go up the stairs, and I will meet you up there, and I will get it started.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in. All right. So you spare your angel wings.
Yep.
Do they give off light?
I don't think so.
I think it's just like a flavor thing. So
Yeah, I think it's just ethereal.
yeah, so roll me a stealth check as you start to fly upwards. And Phantasma.
19.
Nice. Now roll me a perception.
15.
Pass without a
Here,
trace is
this transient
still.
rock. Okay.
I'm
So-
not within Julia's
Yeah,
radius.
it only works within 30 feet.
So Finn, as you guys, well, you guys could all put yourselves over here now, I guess. Finn, as you fly up, you can you're like starting to like look up at the pirates that have all like started to quickly move towards the railing as you hear one guy shouting, "Oh, hey man, I fucking see something! Hey, no, don't just I see it. No, I see it too." And all of a sudden you hear as just these like two massive booms happen, and these like trails of smoke splash. One hits one of the ships that's sailing at Olaf. The other one just like goes wide at Potter, and you hear another as we've now begun the raid. They're like, let's hurry up, and they're like, oh, run, and like you hear like just like throwing of shit as they're like piling down the stairs to try and like get down to what's where they're supposed to be. As you look over the edge of the wall and look down at where the mortal engines are, you see, which one is it? Okay, it's the other one. I'd say that you're like right around here. Connected to the set of chains that were meant for the mammoth is what is known as a Sire of Insanity, which is a building of a creature with these massive horns that like curl backward and then forward, teeth that just jut out chaotically around its mouth, these beady little green eyes, this leathery skin that has spikes that almost on its backside. It's like very bulbous and thick and stocky, and it's just sitting there. The chain's just kind of like rattling. With a 15, you would also I'll let you see this. You see that coiling or like coiled around one of the horns is a like bone snake, like the skeleton of a snake, that looks like it's animated somehow. And then there are undead littered around the ground, and then there's also mammoths that are piled up almost like a barricade, dead, obviously.
Oh God.
Oh, where did you say we're gonna be coming in, or maybe not yet?
Well, based on where like Finn's trajectory, you guys would be entering and then coming through this entrance. Like this is a tunnel that connects to the lighthouse from the Mortal Engine Bay. Yeah.
Would you throw my thing in there?
All right. So while the boom happened and Finn is going up to survey this, Phantasma smiles and she's going to cast Transmute Rock, and she's going to transmute rock to mud, and you're going to watch her hands like just disappear into the stone as if it was made of mud, and then the entire thing just turn this like liquidy sort of sheen, and then just starts melting in like at your feet. And then over the course of 6 seconds, it finally just slops off to either side, allowing you to like full entrance into like the base of this lighthouse. You
I
guys,
love that spell so fucking much.
yeah. So you guys can run up and then slide into the interior. There's nobody there, but you guys can see that the doors that look like they're connected to the back of where like that you would go towards like the city. The doors have been completely broken, ripped off, and thrown, and then like are like just like sporadically like in splinters everywhere. But down the hall, it looks like it's very dark. But there's like a little bit of light that is like showing through like the top of the like hallway, but then it's just black underneath. Finn, what are you doing?
I am in the tunnel with them.
No, you are still flying like up near like the top of the lighthouse.
But I can see over the wall and I can see all this happening.
Yeah. You can't you don't have eyes on the group yet because they're still in the lighthouse.
All right. I assume I need to get this thing to move in order to open the wall.
Maybe.
So Finn's just gonna
Or
fly
lunch.
down and land
Okay.
right there.
You're gonna land right here.
Yep.
Okay. So it's 8:44. How late do you guys want to play tonight? Because this is gonna start combat.
Not late.
I don't have time tonight.
I'd be fine with waiting till next week to start.
Okay. So here's what we'll do. We got 44 minutes. We'll end a little bit early, but you guys, as you guys are running down the hallway, because Heavy Neck will just take off with Sheila and just like, no, we just gotta go this way. Just beelines it for that exit. Finn, you fly land straight down, and as this thing just kind of like you watch this snake just curl around the horn, around the head, back around the other horn, and then just like coil up on top of the head. You can see these beady little red eyes glowing in where the eye sockets are supposed to be. Its jaw opens slack. It's gonna cast the spell. I think you're too far away. Yeah. Oh, it's just it, it's going to like turn its head down after like looking around and kind of scanning the environment. Its eyes are gonna flare up, and you're gonna see the eyes flare up on the Sire of Insanity, and you're just gonna watch its mouth open very unnaturally as the jaw almost unhinges. I think there might be a. Okay, it's only within 30 feet. So yeah, this thing is gnarly looking, and it just lets out this. Its chains are gonna rattle. And be pulled with it as the Bone Naga looks down at the connections and is going to use its entire action to move down its back, and you're going to watch as it like gets pulled forward and stops. The Bone Naga disappears, and the harness that's wrapped around its chest just slops down behind it, and we're gonna end with you guys hearing this as this thing is just starts charging at Finn full bore, and then we'll end it right there.
Oh
Oh
shit.
shit.
Get the harness
You
off.
guys,
Solid.
I'd say that like to do you guys justice, you guys run and slide into like the opening, and it is pile of just this just decrepit like corpses of mammoths that are all just bent, broken, and then just like thrown as to be just like this naturally like massive barrier that almost plugs up the whole like entire like walkway. But as you guys do, Finn, you're just looking at this thing and it just roars in your face, and then we cut to black. So thank you, everybody. I didn't know that was a little bit soon, but you know, I don't know how to balance time and RP, and I don't care. But we will pick up next week with these guys dealing with this problem.
Yay.
And then the problems that are then to come afterwards. But please come see us next week, same time, same place, and stay safe out there.